Good morning. All right, good morning and welcome to First Unitarian Universalist. My name is Larry Kruger and it's my honor to serve for you on your board of directors. For those of you who are new to us and members and friends who are tuning in from near and far, welcome. We are so grateful to be able to connect with you today. We are a community of many faith journeys and beliefs, committed to being deliberately diverse and fully inclusive. We want you to know that whoever you are, you belong here. We are a community that is resilient and committed to healing, does the work that needs to be done, and commits to maintaining and establishing our relationships. Although we have struggled, we have often succeeded in the mission to seek wisdom, build beloved community, and strive for justice in the Richmond area. Let us continue to side with love. For more information on First UU, please visit our website at richmonduu.org. Subscribe to our YouTube channel for viewing past services, and log into services 5 to 10 minutes early to catch the preceding announcements. We also invite you to join for coffee service in the President's Hall before the 11 a.m. service, so for your next visit if you didn't make it there today. And just another reminder that the online auction is still going on for a couple more days, so please keep an eye on that. If you haven't checked it out, you have time to look at it today. So thank you for being with us today. May this be a comforting, centering, and restorative moment for you.
Good morning. Good morning. I am the Reverend Sherman Z. Logan, Jr., and I have the honor and privilege of serving this wonderful congregation as the senior minister. What a wonderful day for worship, and I'm so glad that you are here with us this morning. Joining me this morning is Leanne Luskin, our singers, Barre and Hyatt, our pianist, Jamie, and you all are in for a special treat this morning because sharing with us their musical talents and gifts, our youth singers. Here at First UU, we have a tradition, and so we invite those of you who are visiting with us for the first, second, or 1,000th time. As you are comfortable, raise your hand, and Jamie, the minister of the mic, will come to you, and when she arrives, tell us who you are and where you're from. Are there any visitors this morning?
And that's my family down there. Sawyer is getting dedicated today, and so we are very honored to be here. Thank you.
Thank you. Welcome.
Somebody pointed this way, no? Somebody pointed that way. No? Come on, go.
All right. Thank you, Jamie. So as you are comfortable, please rise in body and spirit to greet our neighbors and welcome our visitors. Our opening words this morning are by Joe Von Rue and Lynette Love. Welcome to this space, this sanctuary of peace, where we come not only to create our best selves, but to also do the work of creating a beloved community. We come together today as individuals, much like individual pieces of glass or pottery that are different shapes, sizes, and color, all which are broken, with imperfect, jagged edges, always beautiful. While our pieces may not always fit neatly together, it is within this sanctuary, guided by our principles, that we gather together to create a beautiful mosaic. May the brokenness and beauty you find in one another create peace in this space and fill our hearts with love as we create worship together. Come, let us worship.
Our chalice lighting words this morning come from Christian Schmidt and Alexis Capon. We light this chalice for our children and youth and for us, celebrating the flame of faith lit in each of us, honoring the light each of us bring into the world, rejoicing in the community we create together. And if you could rise in body and or spirit for our first hymn, it's number 191. Now I recall my childhood.
Good morning. My name is Denise Rhymes, and I've been a member of this congregation since 2002. In 2001, after the Twin Towers collapsed, I realized that I really needed a spiritual community, a village to speak of. As the mother of two young preteens, I was scared of the world and the future in front of me. I came to First UU in October, and by February of the next year, I was a member. I did it for me, for what I needed from the world at the time, and I've never looked back. Now, after 23 years of hanging out and doing a few things here and there, I guess you've met me, I realize that I'm doing it as much for this village as I am for myself. First UU was here when I really didn't know what I needed other than community, and you all helped me find all the ways I could make change in my tiny little corner of the world. I wouldn't have developed much in the way of leadership skills. I wouldn't have learned about Robert's Rules of Order. I wouldn't have ever served on a national board. I wouldn't have learned how to do fundraising, although the jury may still be out on that. I would never have been mentored by the likes of Reverend Gene Pupke and Reverend Sherman Logan. And I seriously doubt that I could have found a community that shared my values and fought so tirelessly for the things that were important to me. I wouldn't have had the opportunity to learn about religion in politics like I have, for example, through RISC, which scratches my itch for a lifelong interest of religion and politics. And as I got more involved, I realized that you as a congregation, that we were as committed as I was, that you all were as committed as I was to you. The opportunities you provided to me to observe, learn, and participate were countless. As my career grew, I was able to give more money, and as my kids grew, I was able to give more time. Also, my husband learned how to cook for himself, which translates into learning how to operate the microwave. This year, I'm able to make my biggest financial contribution in my tenure here. I haven't become wealthy with money. In fact, I've retired a couple of years ago. But I realize that because of you, I've become wealthy with love, with comfort, and with community. Hear these words that have inspired me for all of my 23 years here. You get out of it what you put into it. So put something into it if you haven't already done so, and I'm speaking mostly to the choir here, whether you sing or not. If you haven't already done so, please make a pledge as we enter. Look, she's going to make a pledge. She's speaking her opinion. And you get out of it what you put into it. So if you haven't already done so, please make a pledge and join the almost 200 households who've made a financial commitment for the coming church year. Your generosity begets such gratitude. We are currently at 73% of our goal. We've raised $620,000 of the $845,000 in pledges that we need for a successful coming church year. Let's get that last 25% or so in this last active week of the generosity campaign, because it's your generosity that weaves itself into the fabric of the ministry of this congregation and that keeps it going. Your time, your talent, your treasures are what those who came before me did for me. Do it for those who come next, so that their needs for a spiritual community will awaken within them like it did for me. Thank you.
Good morning. I'm Hayat Bain, and I was invited to offer this description about Living Water Community Center because, as many of you know, I lead something called Dances of Universal Peace. It's a beautiful spiritual practice where we honor all the world's wisdom traditions in a circle, and we connect heart to heart and have live music as part of the experience. And in about, I think it was 2022, fall of 2022, I moved the dance circle to Living Water Community Center, and it's just been such a great partner because there are many people that go there for activities who resonate with the Dances of Universal Peace, and we offer them on the second Saturday of the month, along with sometimes other times in the evening. So now I'll read what they wrote, and they didn't say a lot of specific practices, but there are all kinds of. I just invite you to look into look for their website and stuff, because they're offering everything that you can imagine, from the beekeeping to all kinds of meditative activities, and qigong and sound baths, things like that. So it's beautiful. So I'll read what they wrote about their center. Living Water Community Center was created in 2019 by a committed group of individuals from Westover Baptist Church and the neighboring community, and they're just across the Boulevard Bridge and then across Forest Hill Avenue. It's very easy to find from here. Our founding mission was clear: to cultivate a sanctuary that nourishes the health of individuals, the earth, and our community. We had 3 main goals. One was to increase access to yoga and mindfulness activities, ensuring inclusivity for all, so they have sliding scale classes. Establish a bee sanctuary for our native bees, creating a supportive environment conducive to their well-being and to the larger ecosystem. And 3, lastly, we envisioned an interfaith monastery, a symbol of unity and peacemaking that would bring together a diverse group of individuals, all seeking greater personal growth and peace in the world. We've made great progress toward our goals since we began. We've planted over 400 trees and shrubs across our campus and neighboring streets, and we care for dozens of honeybee colonies across the city. Weekly yoga and meditation classes and many other things, as I said, have become a cornerstone of our offerings since our earliest days. In 2023, we proudly inaugurated our interfaith monastery, and now we have 6 individuals residing in the monastery and working within our community. They also have organic gardening. We are excited to continue our work in the future. In the upcoming year, we will continue to plant native trees along the neighborhood streets, further supporting the health of our community and ecosystem. Additionally, one of our larger projects includes phase 2 of our monastery renovations, creating housing for an additional 4 to 6 residents. Renovations include removing old asbestos flooring, installing a sprinkler system, and additional showers. Thank you for this opportunity to partner with First UU. We greatly appreciate your support. So thank you so much for giving generously, especially if you haven't, during the month of April. All right, I don't know where that came from. Thank you.
We will have ushers coming around with baskets if you would like to make an in-person donation. If it is easier to make a donation electronically, you will find that information on the screens. And I believe we get to hear some music.
It takes a Unitarian Universalist village to raise a Unitarian Universalist child. We will read what we believe important for our children to learn, to know, and to experience. And we will invite you to respond by saying, "It takes a village to raise a child."
It is important for our children to know that they are cared for, to know that they are part of a larger family, an important part of a bigger human picture.
It takes a village to raise a child. It is important for our children to believe in themselves, to trust in themselves, to know that they can make a difference. It takes a village to raise a child.
It is important for our children to know our Unitarian Universalist principles, to find ways to live them in their daily lives, and to realize that the choices they make are important.
It takes a village to raise a child. It is important for our children to be able to speak about our faith, to honor its history and heritage, and appreciate its heroes and heroines. It takes a village to raise a child.
It is important for our children to explore religious truth and meaning in the Jewish, Christian, and other world religions, and to know that ours is a religion worth having.
It takes a village to raise a child. It is important for our children to experience the spirit of life, to feel a sense of awe and grandeur in the world, and to live lives of empathy and compassion.
It takes a village to raise a child.
Should get the kids to like chat about interdependence. What is it? Yada, yada. And it was a beautiful discussion over 3 weeks. It started out with things like spaghetti sauce and spaghetti are interdependent and connected. And then, it evolved into, like me and my friends were interconnected. Then parents. And then it started getting wider because, I've got everybody from, first grade to seniors. Then it grew and grew and grew to things like, like systemic racism, and it just got bigger and bigger talks and bigger talks. And I started writing stuff down, and when I wrote down little catchphrases that they had, and then I started playing some chords, and then they started talking about how to change the words that they had come up with to fit the meter of the song, and how to make rhymes, and then they built a pre-chorus. And basically, they wrote a song, and they're gonna sing it to you. So.
There you go.
Good, now squish that way. Good. Rain, go.
Rain feeds the rivers and rivers feed the seas. Sharks need their fishy friends to eat their sharky fleas. Flowers need the soil to bloom from the ground. Red blood cells carry oxygen as our hearts pump blood around. Birds and worms and plants are a circle of their own. And family and friends and all the love that they've shown. All things are connected. All things are connected. All things are connected. All things are connected. When turtles get choked by trash, they will slowly die. Then Nemo won't have his turtle friends to help him to survive. Plastics in our waters put our lives on the line. The privileged pay it all the way, pretend that it's all fine. Pollution, people, plants are a circle of their own. If we don't take action now, we'll throw away our homes. We
Phew. These kids. Thank you, Jamie. Yes, they did. In just a minute, we will invite our families to come up to begin our child dedication ritual. And just a little more about this for those unfamiliar or out of practice. In Unitarian Universalist communities, child dedications are an opportunity for parents and caregivers to bring their young children to be blessed and welcomed into community. It is also a way for the community to offer their blessings and support to parents and caregivers and children. The child dedication is not a ritual to remove sin, nor to provide special privilege, but a recognition of the importance of honoring the young lives in our community and their families. It is also a time when parents and caregivers and the congregation as a whole are asked to dedicate themselves to the fullest unfolding of the growth and personality of the child, and to nurturing a community of peace in which all children may grow.
Friends and family, we have been brought together today for a joyous occasion to recognize and welcome these children to the world and circle of love. Every day that a child is born is a miracle, an opportunity to recognize the power of love, a day to give thanks for the beauty of the earth, a day to recognize that no one is brought up alone, and that every person born is a savior to the world. Welcome to this circle of love as we work to dedicate ourselves and each other to the care and tending of these children. We also recognize all who are gathered here now and those who are away from us in a distant and time. We honor the ancestors who have left this world, but not our hearts, and we welcome them here in our minds. And then we invite the families to come forward to the chancel as we begin the rituals. Yeah. Sure. Ready?
Yes.
All right. Who do you bring to this gathered community? Name your child.
Rosalie?
Rosalie. Are you ready to dedicate Rosalie to the world?
Yes.
Amanda and Eric, do you promise to raise Rosalie to the best of your ability, to listen as well as teach, to balance her safety with her freedom to explore, to nurture her physical, emotional, and spiritual life? If yes, you can say we do.
We do.
We recommend, Rosalie, we welcome you among us. With water, we anoint you, for this is a symbol of purity of life. A budding rose we give you, for it's a symbol for unfolding life and love. We will appreciate your uniqueness and will teach you and learn from you. We will love and respect you. Rosalie, this rose touches your brow, that you may grow in wisdom and understanding. Touches your mouth, so you may taste the sweetness of life. Touches your heart, that you may love abundantly. Touches your hand, that you may find good work to do. And touch your feet, so you may find your own path through life. There you go. Okay. Okay. Who do you bring to this gathered community?
Sebastian.
Are you ready to dedicate Sebastian to the world?
Yes.
Eric and Amanda, do you also promise to raise Sebastian to the best of your ability, to listen as well as teach, to balance his safety with his freedom to explore, to nurture his physical, emotional, and spiritual life? And you can say we do.
We do.
Sebastian, we welcome you to the world. And with water, we anoint you for the symbol of the purity of life. A budding rose we give you, for it's a symbol for unfolding life and love. We will appreciate your uniqueness and will teach you and learn from you, and we'll love and respect you. And Sebastian, the rose touches your brow, that you may grow in wisdom and understanding, touches your mouth, that you may taste the sweetness of life, touch your heart, that you may love abundantly, touch your hands, so you may find good work, and touch your feet, that you may find a path through life. Thank you, Sage. Oops, that one. There you go. Thank you. All right. Okay. Oh, don't cry. Oh, you'll be all right, buddy. Hey, buddy. What you doing, man? What you doing, buddy, bud? Hey, Sawyer. Hey, buddy, bud. Hey.
There you go.
Do.
Good job, baby. Good job.
Who do you bring to this gathered community?
Sawyer.
Are you ready to dedicate Sawyer to this world?
Adam and Bonnie, do you promise to raise Sawyer to the best of your ability, to listen as well as teach, to balance his safety with his freedom to explore, to nurture his physical, emotional, and spiritual life? And if yes, you can say we do.
We do.
Sawyer. We welcome you among us. And with water, we'll anoint you, for it's a symbol of purity of life. A budding robe we give you, for it is a symbol of unfolding life and love. We will appreciate your uniqueness and will teach you and learn from you. We will love and respect you. And Sawyer, this rose touches your brow, that you may grow in wisdom and understanding. Touches your mouth, that you may taste the sweetness of life. Touches your heart, that you may love abundantly. Touch your hands, that you may find good work to do. And touch your feet, that you may find your own path through life. You want to take it? Thank you, Sawyer. Thank you, sir. Hey. All right. Hey. Are you ready to dedicate this child to the world?
Both of these children.
All right.
One at a time?
One at a time.
Yes.
What's up, man? How you doing, buddy? Okay.
Bill and Jamie, do you promise to raise Deanna to the best of your ability, to listen as well as teach, to balance her safety with her freedom to explore, to nurture her physical, emotional, and spiritual life? And if yes, you can say we do.
We do.
Deanna, we welcome you among us. And with water, thank you, you're welcome. And with water, we anoint you, for it's a symbol of purity of life. A budding rose we give you, for it's a symbol of unfolding life and love. We will appreciate your uniqueness and teach you to learn from you, and we'll love and respect you. And this rose touches your brow, that you may grow in wisdom and understanding. Touches your mouth, that you may taste the sweetness of life. Touch your heart, that you may love abundantly. Touch your hands, that you may find good work to do. And touch your feet, that you may find your path through life. Yeah, Deanna. Thank you, Sage. Okay. Hey, Jamie. We welcome you among us. What you doing, bud?
Bill and Jamie, do you promise to raise James to the best of your ability, to listen as well as teach, to balance his safety with his freedom to explore, to nurture his physical, emotional, and spiritual life? And if yes, you can say we do.
We do.
James, we welcome you among us, and we enjoy you singing with our choir. And with water, we anoint you for it's a symbol of purity of life. A budding rose we give you for it's a symbol for unfolding life and love. We will appreciate your uniqueness and will teach you to learn. We will teach you and learn you, and we will love and respect you. This rose touches your brow that you may grow in wisdom and understanding. Touch your mouth that you may taste the sweetness of life. Touch your heart that you may love abundantly. Touch your hands so you may find good work to do. Or your feet. Touch your feet that you may find your own path to life. Thank you. All right. All right. Hey, Larry, how you doing? Who did you bring to this gathered community? Ari, okay? Are you ready to dedicate Ari to the world?
Alex and Brad, do you promise to raise Ari to the best of your ability, to listen as well as teach, to balance his safety with his freedom to explore, to nurture his physical, emotional, and spiritual life? And if yes, you can say we do.
We do.
Ari, we welcome you among us. And with water, we anoint you, for it's a symbol of purity and life. A budding rose we give you, for it's a symbol for unfolding life and love. We will appreciate your uniqueness and teach you and learn from you. We will love and respect you. Ari, the rose touches your brow, that you may grow in wisdom. Touches your mouth, that you may taste the sweetness of life. Touches your heart, that you may love abundantly. Touch your hands, that you may find good work to do. And touch your feet, that you may find your path through life. Here you are, Ari. I'll give it to Mama. All right, all right. Okay, thank you. Now, will the congregation please rise and read the affirmation that will be shown on the monitor. Okay. We will, like in your accomplishments, we will share in your sorrow. We'll encourage you in every way as you grow into adulthood. And whatever comes to you, whether misfortune, affliction, or wrongdoing, we promise to close our hearts against you. We will support you and your family throughout the experience of life. May be seated. Now I'll share a meditation by Connie Sternberg. As today we have received these children into the congregation and committed ourselves to their nurture, let us now receive into our hearts all children. Let us remember the children we once were and who still lives within us. Let us love them now in this quiet moment. Let us remember the children of our own families and children of our friends. Let us love them now in the quiet of this moment. Let us remember the children who are homeless, children who are separated from their families, children who are hungry and in pain, children whose lives are threatened by wars, drugs, crime, and lack of health care. Let us love them now in the quiet of this moment. Let us remember all the children and commit ourselves to their growth and safety, their education and health, and their uniqueness and their unfolding beauty. Let us love them now in the quietest moment and forevermore. May this be so. Amen. Friends, it is with great joy that I present to you another gift to this world, a blessing to all of us and a joy to all who may meet this children. You may return to your seats. Thank you so much.
Thank you. I offer you a reading from Paul Alcorn, It Takes a Village. The saying goes, it takes a village to raise a child. I believe that it does. Our children need all of the strong, caring, compassionate adults we can stack around their lives. But if we stop there, we have stopped well short of the mark. Not only does it take a village to raise a child, it takes a village to care for those who grow old in our midst. It takes a village to welcome and to include the newcomers. It takes a village to care for the fragile and vulnerable among us. It takes a village to help couples find their way through the challenges of life. It takes a village to dance in our moments of joy. It takes a village to stand shoulder to shoulder with us in our times of need, holding us up when we cannot stand on our own. By and large, I think we have forgotten this, and we are paying the price. Our sense of community, our sense of responsibility towards one another, our sense of caring for one another, has been pushed aside in favor of the myth of rugged individualism, that I can do it all on my own, that I am responsible for myself and no one else, that my own strength and willpower and hard work is enough. But none of that is true. It just is not.
We have probably all heard the phrase, "It takes a village to raise a child," right? This phrase originated from the African proverbs that conveys that it takes many people to provide a safe, healthy environment where children are given the security they need to develop and flourish. It is a place where children realize their hopes and dreams, an environment where their voices are taken seriously. And the village is more than just a geographical location. It could be a neighborhood, a faith community, or schools. And you see, it is a network of relationship and support systems that nourish and sustain us. And in the village, children are raised not only by their parents, but by a diverse array of caregivers, mentors, and role models. Each member of the community contributes to the well-being and development of the next generation, offering guidance, wisdom, and love along the way as they care for each other. So growing up in Richmond, my village was the Harshon Homes community, which is located in the Carver district. And in my village, there were mamas, daddies, grandmas, grandpas, aunties, uncles, play mamas, teachers, preachers, and neighbors. And adults in our village played a significant role in all of our lives. They molded us, shaped us, nourished us, correct us, prayed for us, celebrate our accomplishments, and discipline us. And I knew I had to be on my best behavior because if I misbehaved, my mother would have heard about it from one of our neighbors as soon as she got home from work. And she got a report from one of the neighbors that I had misbehaved. I knew I would have been in some deep trouble. So in my village, there was Mr. Maples. He lived across the street from me. Mr. Maples was a high school counselor. And he also was the neighborhood auto mechanic, plumber, electrician, and landscaper, a jack of all trades. So if you needed your oil in your car changed, you didn't go to Jiffy Lube. You called Mr. Maples. If you need a light fixture change in your house, you didn't call an electrician. You called Mr. Maples. If you needed your lawnmower, you called Mr. Maples. And Mr. Maples would always show up, and he was a stand-up guy and an excellent role model for all the kids in our neighborhood. And he taught us the value of hard work and the importance of showing up whenever there was a neighbor in need. Miss Pittman lived next door. She was the neighborhood nurse who, until the day that she died, whenever she saw me, she would remind me that she bought my first Cub Scout pocket knife. And if someone in the neighborhood needed urgent care that didn't require a visit to the ER, we would go to Miss Pittman's house. She would bandage any cuts that didn't need stitches, give us aspirins if we had headaches, and give us medicines for upset stomachs, and of course with our parents' permission. And you see, back in those days, there weren't any patient first. So we had to go see Miss Pittman. And she'll also invite me for after-school snacks, which include the best PBJ sandwich in the village. And Miss Pittman was also the original neighborhood watch. She was always aware of everything happening in the neighborhood. And she would keep our eye on the houses and the areas and inform my mother if she saw any suspicious activity. And if I had company over my house when I wasn't supposed to, Miss Pittman would surely let my mother know. She might have also been called the neighborhood snitch. But we loved her anyway, and she was caring and compassionate soul who cared about all the children in the village. And then there was Miss Linda Dupee. She lived in the house behind us, and she was my second grade student teacher and my first schoolboy crush. So you see, in the second grade, I had what they said in those days, a speech problem. And at my elementary school, once a week, the speech pathologist would go through the different classrooms to collect the students for speech lessons. We would be removed from the class and scuttle off to the humongous white trailer in a parking lot at the school, and the other students would often tease us and make fun of our impediments. And I hated when the speech teacher came by my classroom. But you see, Miss Dupee was my angel. She would invite me to her house after school and help me practice my speech. She was kind, patient, and told me not to be ashamed of my speaking. And little did she know that one day I would be making a living of public speaking. My parents also played a significant role in the village. They raised my sister DK and I to be strong with our religious faith, to respect our elders, and to always treat folks as we were wanted to be treated. And they also played a nurturing, shaping role in the lives of other kids in our village. You see, kids would often come to our house for hot meals, receive tutoring from my mother, who was a teacher, and additionally, they would learn valuable life lessons and receive tips on how to dress from my father, who ran a clothing store. And I think he gave me good advice. My parents inspired many kids in our village to pursue higher education, be good citizens, and be the best individual they could be. So, beloved, you see, it really does take a village. But a village is not just those people who live close to you. It encompasses all of those whom we share a bond of love, respect, and a common purpose. The village includes people who challenge us to grow, the ones who stand by us when we stumble, the ones who rejoice in our success. And I don't know where I would have been today if it wasn't for my village. And I believe the power of the village is not just about receiving, but also about giving. And each of us have a unique gift and talents and experience to offer. And when we come together as a village, we pool our resources and talents to create something greater than the sum of its parts. And we build a support system that enables us to overcome challenges, achieve our goals, create positive change in the world. Because there's power in the visit. And the simple and profound truth of the proverb, "It takes a village," reminds us of the power of community and the collective responsibility to one another, especially our children. And when we say it takes a village to raise a child, we are acknowledging that the well-being of our children is not solely the responsibility of their parents or immediate family members. It is a collective endeavor that involves the entire community, neighbors, mentors, elders, and friends. And in each village, each of us has a role in shaping the next generation, providing their love, guidance, and support them as they navigate the journey of childhood and adolescence. And here at First UU, our faith community has a special responsibility to the children and to nurture their spiritual growth, encourage their curiosity, and instill in them the values of kindness, empathy, and inclusivity. And through our Flame program, our youth groups, and intergenerational activities, we all have opportunity to create sacred spaces where children feel heard, and valued for who they are. And here at First UU, every member of this community has a duty to contribute positively to the children's development. And this responsibility extends beyond the basic needs of active participation in the child's life and their emotional, social, and intellectual development, and also involve modeling positive behavior, offering encouragement and praise, and being a reliable source for support and guidance. And the village must also create a nurturing environment where children feel safe, valued, and empowered to explore their identity, express themselves in their authentic way, and pursue their dreams. And this means we adults must foster an inclusive community, celebrating diversity and challenging stereotypes. And by providing cheerful villages for our children, we also are making a statement regarding that the values of this faith community means that we adults here at First UU provide a place where children can experience an intentional, loving community where differences are respected and conflicts are resolved peacefully. And furthermore, we must also realize that the well-being of our children is intimately connected to the well-being of our entire community. And when we invest in our next generation, we are investing in the future of our village, the future of First UU, and the future built on justice, equity, and compassion. But beloveds, the village responsibility extends beyond just raising children and parenting. It encompasses a commitment to supporting one another in times of needs, celebrating each other's joy and success, and standing in solidarity in times of adversity. And in this village, we are interconnected and bounded together in a web of mutuality. Each individual well-being is linked to the well-being of the whole community, and vice versa. And when we care for one another and lift each other up, we create a stronger, more resilient community for everyone. And here at First UU, we are also responsible for embodying the spirit of the village. And First UU is not just a place for worship or community gathering. It is a sanctuary of belonging where people from all walks of life seek solace and find inspiration and build meaningful connection. And it is within the sacred place that we have the privilege of nurturing and supporting one another, and we foster a sense of belonging and acceptance that extends far beyond the walls of this building. The power of the village is a living testament of the power of community. The power of this village reminds us that we are stronger together. And in this village, we find support, encouragement, and shared sense of purpose. In times of joy, our village celebrates with us, and in time of sorrow, it offers comfort and solace. And it's through our connection with others that we find fulfillment in our lives. So that is the power of the village. So let us embrace the power of the village, and let us be intentional in our connection, fierce in our love, and unwavering in our commitment. And as we nurture our children, we also nurture our collective soul, because it truly takes a village that transcends border, embrace diversity, and create a space where everyone can feel valued and heard. And for these acts of inclusion and kindness truly embody the saying, it takes a village. So I'm glad in my village there were folks who nurtured my soul, folks who took care of each other, folks who looked after one another, folks who had each other back, and folks who not only cared for the children, but for the entire community. So I'm grateful for Mr. Maples, Miss Pittman, Miss Dupuy, my parents, and countless others who created my village. And so may we all be that village for someone else, and may we find our village in the hearts of those around us. May this be so.
Exactly we turn the world around. It requires us paying attention and being one with our environment. It requires us knowing each other and having deep conversations and reflecting on all of that and letting our beautiful voices weave together. I want you right here. Right there. That's good. Everybody take a step to the left. Take a step to the left. And now switch. Okay.
Go back to the fire, turn the world around. We come from the fire, living in the fire. Go back to the fire, turn the world around. Whoa, so is life. Ah, so is life. Whoa, so is life. Ah, so is life. We come from the water, living in the water. Go back to the water, turn the world around. We come from the water, living in the water. Go back to the water, turn the world around. Whoa, so is life. Ah, so is life. Whoa, so is life. Ah, so is life.
all are just fantastic. Thank you. Before I read the words for our chalice extinguishing, I just was sitting here listening to Reverend Sherman's really powerful words and these fantastic kids. And I'm looking around here, I see so many people who dedicate so much of their time to supporting our families. I'm not going to start naming you because I'm afraid I'll miss people, but please know that I see you and I'm so grateful, and we are truly doing the work of the village here, so thank you. These words come from Hillary Clinton.
That's it.
Nothing is more important to our shared future than the well-being of our children. For children, at our core, not only as vulnerable beings in need of love and care, but as a moral touchstone amidst the complexity and contentiousness of modern life. Just as it takes a village to raise a child, it takes children to raise up a village, to become all it should be. The village we build with them in mind will be a better place for all. Thank you all so much, and we can rise for our benediction.
Stay seated for a minute. Don't get up for a minute. I'm just going to make a couple of announcements. How many of you all attended the auction last night? That was our first in-person auction since 2018, and I want to thank Linda Lutz and the rest of the team for creating a wonderful experience. And guess what? If you didn't get a chance to bid last night, you can bid online until Tuesday. So go online and please bid, because I have a few items there that need to be bidded on. And at 12:30 right here in the Great Hall, we'll have a presentation sponsored by our Palestine Awareness and Advocacy Group. And we'll hear from Dr. Feda Tota, and she will speak about Palestine, the untold story. So please join us here at 12:30. Now you can stand in body or spirit. Let the spirit of community guide us as we remember it takes a village, wise and true, to raise the child, the future, me and you. May we find a friend in every face and let kindness fill every heart. Let us share our joys, sorrows, and skills to build a strong village with collected wills. And as we depart, let our hearts stay connected in care and spread love messages everywhere. For when one thrives, we all ascend. And in this village of life, may our spirit blends. So go in peace, go with love, and knowing that you are the village. And join me now as we sing our closing hymn, We Are Building a New Way.